Hi everyone. Since I've been working from home, from my studio here, I have been contacted by so many people who have said, I would love to do some drawing, but I really don't know where to start. Drawings come from things that you're interested in, things that you think that's an interesting shape or that's an interesting pattern. Could be something you're very familiar with, such as a cup, as simple as that, or it could be a picture. I have a great love of seeds and organic structure, so things like this would be what I would be looking for. If you're in a situation where you're kind of bed bound, or maybe you get a piece of fruit with your lunch, and maybe that might interest you just in terms of the shape. And also remember, it's not just the outside, but when you open it up, apples always have the most beautiful pattern on the inside, and something like that is all you need to get you started to create a drawing. Once you have found something that you feel, yeah, I'd like to have a go at drawing that, what might you have around the house that will help you do that? So I have here, let me just alter the camera a wee bit. There we go. I have sorted out a few things that you might have at home. That you can draw with. I think very often if you rootle at the bottom of your bag, there's always a pen lying there or at the back of a drawer. Yeah, you may have a pencil or you may not, a marker, but a good place to go is your makeup bag, or your wife's makeup bag, girlfriend's makeup bag. They're a good source. They're a good source of drawing. And I just want to show you a few different lines. See, I really like the strength of, that's just an eyeliner, and that's a liquid eyeliner. It's another eyeliner, but that is a beautiful soft pencil. I almost prefer these to what you might ordinarily pick up. There's a pen, which gives you, an ink pen gives you a really nice line. Ordinary biro. If that's all you've got, you can draw just as well with that. And then of course you've got your pencil. And if you're really, really stuck, there's the good old lipstick. Drawings have been on the go since time began, really. So anything you've got that can make a line, you can create a drawing with. So if you're lucky enough to be able to get to a beach, you can use a stick in the sand, or if you've got some chalk or even the right kind of stone, you can draw on the tarmac, anything at all. So I have set up here, or I am setting up, simple. I really love the inside of the apple. And when you're starting to think, okay, how do I go from that? That's three-dimensional. How do I get that down onto the page? You think about the shape and you think, okay, what would I have to cut out to cut that out? it's a circle. If you're looking at something like a pear, even just trace your hand around it, and you know it's not a circle, but if you trace your hand, you get this thin part at the top. Sorry. Yeah, you get the thin part at the top, and then it gets bulbous at the end. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to start with the apple. So we know that that is roughly a circle, but it's not a total circle. If I'm looking at it here, it's slightly dented there, and we bring it round. And if you notice, I don't press very hard when I'm starting. It's just trying to get a general shape, okay? And don't worry if it's not absolute. I think people make the mistake of thinking it's got to be perfect, but actually it doesn't. What it does rely on is you actually looking at what is there. So I'm going to forget the outside now. I'm going to start at the center, and starting at the center is often a really good way to do anything, because that allows you to build out. Now, as I'm looking, I can actually see a really, really delicate pattern within the apple. I don't know that you're going to be able to see it from where you are, but it kind of makes it into a shape. So now I came on very heavy at the beginning, so you can either use a rubber, or if you haven't got a rubber but you've got some blue tack, you can use blue tack. And you always go wrong. Drawings are, because it takes a while for you to find your eye, find your place, and find where you're comfortable. So the pear, I've switched to the eyebrow pencil, and again you'll notice that I tend to find my eye in by flicking, so you don't do it all in one go. So here I noticed it goes up, so you draw it going up, and then it comes round, and then there, and then there's a nice curve at the bottom. So you start to get your pear shape. And this is too short, so we make it a bit longer. It really is all about learning to observe what you see. So line is your first stage of drawing. If you are finding you cannot translate that into that, you can always, if you've got an object, you can, let's see if this works. Get a reasonably good shape, similar shape, from just drawing around. your object. It's never quite as good as your eye, but if you're struggling at seeing, okay, I can't see how to do that, then put it down on the page and draw around it. And I think we've all drawn around our hands. And you can always adapt it. Once you've kind of got your shape, then I know now that needs to go way up there. And allow your hand just to move. I think people get very worried when they think, oh, that doesn't look quite right. Well, so what? If you're enjoying doing it, isn't that what matters? So as I was drawing this, I realised it was the inside of the apple that was really interesting me. So even though I'm looking, I'm now starting to create a pattern or a design based on what I've seen. It's much more stylized, and that's fine. I think people get caught up on if it doesn't look photographic, it's perhaps not quite right. But there's lots of different styles of art, lots of different styles of drawing. And I think through the process of looking, translating it up to your head and down onto the page, that starts to create something that is yours. It's your creation. So I hope that you'll look around your room or your garden and find something that you think, oh, that is really lovely. I want to have a go at drawing that, and that you give it a go with whatever materials you've got.